I'm going to talk about code architecture, and the second slide will talk on prerequisite for this. So here, as a code architecture, what are you going to do is like create a new project in a Golang, and also will create a new project in a Java using a Springboard. And I will also show you a project demo. That's I have already done. That's in a Golang, so that's what I'll just show you. So based on that, we'll get the idea that what we are going to do in a few days. So so that's the day two stuff. Let's see the prerequisite. So prerequisite for this from this onward is like you must have installed Golang and the Java 8 or higher version. You also have to install the Maven. So let's see, like once you install the Maven, then verify like how verify that whether it's already installed or not. So just a minute, let me pull that screen here, and just I'm going to check whether the Java is installed here or not, or Golang installed here or not. Okay, so what I do here, check that go, it's a go, and then check the version, and we'll see here the go version is go is installed here. So you'll find the link from the Google search or somewhere, like you can find the link for how to install the Golang. You can also check if the Java is installed here or not. So let's see the Java and then do the version. So here like to the hyphen here, and then okay, now I have like OpenJDK 15 version. So Java is also installed. Now let's check the Maven. So for the Maven, once you install the Maven and you run this command mpn and then version with this double hyphen, you'll see that okay, Apache Maven, that is also installed. So once you have installed these three things, now you're good to go. Okay, now let's create the project in a Golang, and we'll go from there. Okay, so just a minute. I'm just going to bring the API for this. Okay. Yeah, so here is the ID, and I'm using the ID light ID for this project development. So you can have any ID for this. I like Goland, but Goland you have to pay for that, for the thing. So if you want, you can use that, but if you want to use the free version of the Goland, then that is also available, but that's only active for 30 minutes. You can do programming for 30 minutes, and then you have to, it will be closed, ID will be closed automatically. You have to again start. So you can use other one also. This is light ID, that looks good too. You can use other one also. Let's see here. So in this ID, what I have done, I just created a folder here, code folder, and then if you see the path here a little bit, you can see this is inside the source, and inside the source I have created the folder. So Golang, it's a tiny things, it's showing there Golang and Java day one, Golang and code. So yeah, so this is my main project code, and under the code I have created one folder cmd, and this is our project name code, and then under that there is a main. So I have just written the few lines here just to start the project. And if you see this, the package main, we are importing fmt, and that's just a function, and welcome to the world of Golang. So that's all about this project. And let's see, and let's run this project. So I think we are in the terminal. Let's see the path. Okay, that's in the code. Okay, so go run, okay, do cmd, and then that's a code. code and the main go. So in this way, just and it will give the output, welcome to the world of Golang. Okay, so that's a working project here. That's a small one line of the stuff here. If you see here, I have created the code architecture a little bit, the different folders, and we'll make use of these folders later. And we also use few more folders as per our requirement. So these folders is going to be package here. So under the package, if you see here, there is a API package. So under this, we are going to have all the APIs, post API, get API, all those things related to this project we'll keep there. And there's another folder called constants. So this constant go is going to keep all the constants. For the Elasticsearch related, we'll put the stuff here. For the Kafka, we'll put the stuff here. For now, this file is empty. I've just created the file, but we'll put the contents as we go. There's a models, New Relic stuff will go there. Repository for the databases stuff that goes there, and for the services, we'll put the services stuff there. So services for all the business logic will go here. API in this API place. And yeah, so that's all about this project architecture. So this is in a Golang. Let's see how I have created in a Java. So just a minute, let me pull that screen here. Okay, so if you see here, this is the same project code, and I have created that in a Java using the Springboard. I will show you how I have created, and I will also give you the link for this. So that's the GitHub link. So in this project, you see here, this is the main here. Under the main, Java, and that's a package com ns code. Under that, there is a one file code application, and here I'm just printing welcome to the world of Java Springboard. So here in a Java world, when you use the Springboard, this is the architecture here, and under this we'll create the service layer, controller layer, or other layers, what I showed you in a Golang project. So we'll keep creating those things as we progress in this project. Here is a folder for the test. So we'll put all our test in this place. And this is the POM XML, and that is for the Maven. So if you do not know the Maven, you just spend some time learning about the Maven. But basically, I can tell you a little bit about this Maven or POM XML. This is for the library stuff here. Just give you a little bit idea that you can get more idea when you go through the tutorial of the Maven. But for POM is the file under Maven, and what we do here, like when we need some library or this project depends on some library, then we'll bring that library in POM XML. So currently, if you see here, in this POM file, there is a dependency. So this dependency is saying, okay, I need this library. I need this library. So in the future, like let's say we need to connect to some database, then we need some library. Okay, how to connect to the database? For that functionality, we need the library here, and we add this thing. So we'll search in the internet. Okay, I need the library for MySQL. Then go here and then just add that dependency, and that library will be available. So we'll see that also. Maven will be very useful, like to build the package. So that's basically we say that Maven is a build tool, but it does a lot of things. So as we go, we'll see the little bit detail about the Maven also. So how to run this project? I already run this, so I'm saying okay, mvnw, then Springboard run. So that's the way. If I run this, it will go and run the project, and we'll see the output. Okay, so this is our message, whatever we are printing. It's running also web server. We'll talk a little bit later about this. So that's about the project. Now the next I will show you, where I have created this project in a GitHub. So here is the link. So GitHub and Nandeshwar, N is uppercase, and then quote. So wait, this is the next part. I'm going to show that this is so not a code. So it's a Golang and Java. So it's a Golang and Java. Here in this place, I'm going to put our code on daily basis. Yeah, so it's a day one or next whatever when it will just whenever I create the video, I'll put the stuff there. So in the day one, if you click there, you'll see there's a Golang and then Java. So there are different projects for the Golang and Java, and whatever I showed you, that all the contents is here. So inside code main, go back, you can see the package, constant, Elasticsearch, Kafka. You do not see other folders here because that folder is empty now, so that's why you don't see here, but later when we put the contents, you can see that also. And in the same way we can see for the Java stuff. So you can see the source, under the source you can see the main and other stuff. Okay, so that's about these two projects. So for creating new project in a Golang, it's very easy. Just go and create the folder structure so in a later I'll also show you some like the build tool, maybe some library, something we can use that, and we can create a project structure. But for now, let's use the manual way. And if you create the project in a Java, that's a little bit different way I did. There are many ways of creating a Springboard project in a Java, but I will show you the easier way. So there is a Springboard initializer here, and I click there. And for our project, what I did, simply I created that package, and then project name I did code here, and then it's a jar. I selected this Java, and also some Maven is selected, and you can click on generate. So this code is here. Now click on here, and so in a finder I can see previously I created that zip here. So in this we have code one zip. Just double click, you'll see the code 2. Just copy this this folder anywhere, and that's ready. And then just open this in any ID and run the project using the Springboard command mpnw. So yeah, so that's the way how we create the project in a Java using a Springboard. And there are other ways also. We can create the project using ID itself. Yeah, so that's the thing. Next thing, we'll talk about the demo, talk about the project demo, what we are going to build. So I have already done the similar kind of this code project here. And so before the demo, in this project, I will show you some of the stuff in a README and whatever I have done, and then next we'll see the demo, and that's what we are going to make in a few days. Okay, so in this project, I'm just scrolling down here, and I see, okay, that's a code here, and let's see what I've used here. Okay, this is install Golang. Okay, how to install Golang. So if you go and click here, you'll find the details about this. This is I put the aliases for the Docker Compose, and I will explain about the Docker Compose and Docker whenever the right times comes. This is the way how we can run this project. There's test coverage, how to find the test coverage. That's the way. Run Docker container, you can use the Docker container. There's a Docker Compose, the similar way. Push the image in a Docker hub. I also I run this project in a Raspberry Pi. So for the Raspberry Pi, how to create the image, and the push that's a little bit different. So that's I put there. That's for the MySQL Lite 3 I have used. I used the Swagger here in this project. That's what we are going to use in our project also, Java or code. This is the way how to set up the Swagger in a Golang. It's a little bit easy in a Java. We'll check that also. It is a gRPC related dependency, and yeah, so development for gRPC. So that's few steps here given. We are also running the gRPC client, yeah, to get the event and also to update the event detail. So gRPC again we'll talk in a detail, whenever time comes for this, and for the Kafka UI, and we'll talk about the Kafka, RabbitMQ. So I have included almost everything here. There's a email things, and we are going to build the similar kind of project as we continue our learning journey, and we can add many and more. So now time to see the demo. So let me bring another screen for the demo. Okay, so this is the project. I'm just running on port, this port, and when I click on this, what it does, it's using the MySQL, not a MySQL, it's a SQLite 3 database, and it's just pulling some of the data, and it's showing, okay, some event occurs today, some events is going to occur tomorrow. So it will show you the 7 days of the events. We can add a little bit UI here also. So I just log in here. I'm not good in the UI design stuff, but I have just added the few basic stuff here. So add info, we can come here, and then we can add all the detail about the info and any info, and then that's any important info we want to add, and later we can search and you can find those things. Again, there's a add events. So if you want to add some event, an event date, so that if the event is there, and when it comes in a like 7 days range, we can find all those things in a main screen. So that's the one thing. Another use case of this is, if you see, we can also click on some like this link. It will display the image. So it will display the image, and every 5 minutes it will keep changing that image, like it refresh the screen. So yeah, so that's the one use case. So I just here I'm just trying to display some code, and then it will keep displaying every 5 minutes. And yeah, so that's the one use case. It also this project also send me email about some of the code, and also send me one Excel sheet. That Excel sheet contains what's the events going to be occur in the next 7 days. So that's another use case. If you want to search something in this, like let's search this port, and I'm just going to hit another API here, search, and then I'll say the mother. It will say that, okay, we found 2 info events 3. We also found the 15 images. So if you bottom, you'll see the images, and if I click, I'll see some image. Okay, so this is another use case for this project. Like we can search the events or images stuff. Another thing, we'll see the Swagger. So how to run the Swagger. So for there is you can also find all the details in a readme files, but for now just I'm adding here Swagger and UI. So if you the Swagger, we'll see all the APIs here, and we can run the API here itself. We do not need like Postman here. So let's try that, something. Okay, let's try to get some events in this month. So I'll go down, try it out, and what I do, okay, so I'll put that November and execute. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, we have a lot of events. It's a JSON, but it's not formatted. We can format that also. Yeah, but that's we got the events. In the similar way, we can run other API. So this is all about the projects, and we learned similar stuff in this project. And this project uses the technologies like the Docker and the RabbitMQ, Kafka, the Swagger, and whatever I mentioned in a day one. So all the uh, technology is getting used by this project, and when we build a new project, we'll use many and more. So that's all for today. And in our next video, what we do that we'll try to create one simple status API using Golang and Java, and we also will learn like different layers. So when we create one simple API, we'll talk about the controller layer or API layer. We'll talk about the model layer and service layers. And so yeah, so that's next video. Okay, thank you for today. See you again.